Cheers!
Cheers! Welcome to Geriatric Mums.
So we have two 8-year-olds, and I don't know if you've noticed this with your 7 or 8-year-old, but they act a bit like teenagers sometimes. And we've noticed a lot of kind of backtalk.
Tantrums, like not toddler tantrums, but just really agitated and angry.
Kind of emotional roller coasters.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a bit of kind of, I hate you, I wish you weren't here. Just a lot of kind of
Aggro.
aggro.
When
Yeah.
we thought, well, the toddler years are gone.
Yeah.
It's easy peasy lemon squeezy now, but it's not.
Turns out it's not. But also turns out that it's not us, it's them.
It's them. It's completely normal.
And it's called
Adrenarche.
Adrenarche. And it basically means that they're getting their first sex hormone surge in their bodies.
Yeah, so this happens to kids when they're sort of 6 to 8 year old, and it's like their preparation for puberty.
Yeah. That is shocking, right?
Yeah.
Preparation to puberty.
And it can manifest itself with the crazy emotions
Yeah.
up and down, as well as body odor, body hair, skin problems.
Some kids will get like a premature
Adrenarche.
Well, they don't get premature adrenarche, they get premature kind of development.
Yeah, but then the thing is that that's nothing to worry about,
No.
because it doesn't mean that the puberty or the hair or anything like that is going to hit them any harder than
No.
any other kid. It just means that it comes a bit earlier.
Yeah.
But yes, but how do we cope? How do you cope? How do you cope? Well,
Oh, God.
that's the cat.
It is kind of like with everything that you do have to try to communicate with them, and they are still, babies. They're still
Yeah.
very immature, and I think, especially with these feelings, we're getting quite a bit of this kind of like feeling sad but not knowing why, or getting these bursts of anger or frustration, and they're still very little. So I think it's important to help them to put the name on the emotion. They might not be ready for it while they're in the midst of everything, but once they're over it,
Once they cut, at no point talking to Noah when he's in the middle of red mist.
Yeah.
Absolutely best
but I
thing to
don't
do.
think there's not much point of trying to talk
No,
to anyone when they're in the
no.
middle of that.
Just need to just leave him alone, and he's very good at explaining to me and saying, he actually says to me, don't talk to me, leave me alone, I need to calm down. And then I'm
Yeah.
there going, making it much worse. So really important to respect the boundaries when he is trying to get out of it. I think in my own way of coping, I just a lot of deep breaths, a lot.
Yeah, I keep trying that, 2 breaths in, 4 breaths out.
And
Does it work? Does it work?
I don't know.
Does it work? Like, does he do that?
No, I was thinking for me. How do I cope? And I have noticed though that it is a lot to do with Pokemon and video games
Yeah.
and things like that. So one way of coping with it is just giving him 100% of my attention, and then he kind of reverts back into that younger.
But I think one of the things as well is not to kind of allow bad behaviour just because they're going through this hormonal stuff. Like, it's not an excuse. Like, it's a reason why they feel like this and why they behave like this. But you shouldn't just let them get away with it. And also, there might be something else going on. You can't just say like anything whenever they're behaving badly or having kind of emotional meltdowns that, it's just the hormones. Like, sometimes there might be something else in the background.
Yeah. Other ways to help. So especially when it comes to like development, if your child was to be developing earlier than classmates, for example, like with body hair or something like that, then you might want to be talking to the PE teacher or teacher. So when there's like a situation like getting changed and stuff, they might want more privacy.
I don't know if the PE teachers will do that if you
Well,
talk to them.
no. I mean, no. So Noah is so, bless him, he's so shy when it comes to getting changed, that he's actually spoken to.
Okay.
Yeah. So he spoke to his teacher a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And he's allowed to go and get changed for PE in the bathrooms,
Yeah,
and
why
that
not?
changed everything.
Yeah. And I think it's really important, like, obviously, like, you know, they do have sex ed, but like I said, it depends on who's giving it, what they're talking about. So it is, I think it is important for parents as well to talk about how bodies change.
And say that it's okay. It's
yeah,
normal.
it's normal.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's normal to be getting hair. It's normal to be, you know, that your body shape will start to change. I mean, genitals for boys. I don't know. I haven't had that conversation. But, you know, I suppose...
I'm sure we'll find out.
I suppose we should. Or maybe the dads can have it.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about penises.
I don't know if it's the penis or if it's the balls.
Well,
the balls get bigger. I don't know.
Isn't it
Maybe we need to do a bit more research.
Isn't it one package?
I don't know.
So yeah, you have to talk about that
Yeah,
penis
that
package.
the dads can do that.
But yeah, no, obviously, like, it's... and not giggle.
Really? But also talk to them about showering and having baths and
periods,
you know,
obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
All boys. I mean, I guess you have to, at some point, you can talk about deodorant and stuff if they're starting to smell a bit, but the odours and the hair are also tricky, especially for girls, because of the kind of angle of it being something embarrassing.
Would you let your, you know, if your daughter was feeling insecure, would you encourage them to shave if that was a real problem for them? And we had quite a conversation about this, whether...
Yeah, I totally get it. If the child's upset.
Yeah, then absolutely, if that's what the child wants.
But is that just teaching them that there's something wrong with the female head? Because would you do that to a boy?
If they were feeling really stressed about it.
Yeah. But then they will all develop in a different kind of times anyway. Like they will, some of them will have hair, some of them won't have hair. But obviously, if it's a premature thing, maybe that's...
Yeah,
maybe that's the thing.
Yeah, I think that would be just up to the...
I mean,
child,
my
really.
first thing would be to go and say, like, it's normal, and show them my leg hair. And look at daddy's leg hair. I mean, you know, trying to make it normalize it. But then obviously, if they're really upset, maybe, I don't know. I haven't been in that situation.
No.
It's hard to say. But there's also something that goes on with the kind of 7, 8, 9-year-olds that isn't really just about the hormones. And I think it's kind of important to recognize it. They're kind of being pushed to be pre-tweens earlier than they are.
Clothing and lots of like makeup that's like aimed at young girls.
Yeah, and the kind of messages that they're getting through. Yeah, pop culture, and I think this is more probably for girls than boys, but I'm sure there's stuff for boys as well. And bloody Andrew Tate and other assholes like that kind of targeting young boys. Don't get me started.
Although he's in a prison in Romania or something.
It's not, but he's got his little gang, doesn't he? It's things like that I think you should probably also be mindful of, like, you know, try to make sure that they watch stuff on YouTube that is age appropriate, that isn't.
But it's difficult. It would be so difficult because, like, what if then all the friends of
Yeah, but I think that's the thing. You shouldn't just give in to the peer pressure.
Yeah, but it's easy for us to say because we're 40
It
something.
is.
But you know, like if you're 8-year-old and all your friends are wearing boob tubes and you're the only one in a polka dot dress, it's gonna be
Change schools. But there are ways to kind of try to let them be kids. Like try to encourage the kind of kiddie play. Mia started asking for a phone now. It's like, it's not going to happen, mate. No, anytime soon. They don't need their phones and tablets and stuff, you know, at 8. They just don't. And I think just like trying to do nice family activities, play board games, go for walks.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're going to do the tablet and the YouTube and the Pokemon and all that, but
but they don't have to have their own.
Yeah, and not all the time. Yeah, time, you know, be firm with your.
Yeah, and I think the reason why they shouldn't have their own phone is because they don't know how to control their
absolutely
screen
not.
time.
Yeah.
So it's like, no. to say no.
Yeah.
Right, well, thanks for watching. Forgive us for our rustiness, and let us know what you think. Have you got a dicky 7 or 8 year old?
Just breathe.
Just breathe. 2 breaths in, 4 breaths out.
And drink gin.